Hello everybody, we are here with a timeless reading. My name is Gabriella for anybody new tuning in. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. Alright, I'm seeing a Four of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. What this looks like is that something may be coming in, but when you check in with yourself, like, you may not really be feeling this, and you may be figuring out maybe how to express that or wanting to prioritize really like internally what's going on. But we're going to see and get more context as to what's happening here. This can also be trying to maneuver through a situation that you kind of like have no other choice than to maneuver through it, but it may not be the most like enjoyable experience, which it's just like something that's happening. We're seeing this Six of Cups here, so something from the past may be returning to you, trying to connect with you. I'm not saying you try to hold on to this, actually. You may be ready for a new beginning, but you're going to have to release this old energy if you want that new beginning of yours. This is a new chapter. If you want that, the past is going to need to be released willingly. This may not be the easiest thing to let go of, but if you want that new beginning, if you want the new chapter, you're going to have to let this go. So if there's something that you're holding on to that's hindering you from stepping into this new energy and this new cycle, you're going to have to let it go. But it's your choice. You get to do what you want here. But you can't have both of them. You're going to have to choose one. So this is a time to evaluate and ask yourself, is it worth holding on to this old energy? Do you feel like it's connecting presently with what you're doing? Like, is it really resonating with you? Are you holding on to potential, or are you holding on to what is? Potential that may never materialize. That's also the thing as well. Being real with yourself and asking. There's a part of you that may not be ready to let this go yet. You may still want a relationship to happen with this person. Or like that may be in your head of what could still be with them. This may not be something that you're sharing with everybody. This may be something that's happening kind of on the down low. I'm also seeing something that you're like privately thinking about here. It seems like it's an outcome that you would want that you're privately thinking about. We're actually gonna maybe move that over. Okay. So here's the thing. You may be thinking about what the most ideal situation is that would play out with this person. At the same time, I'm seeing Neptune here, which can mean that, like, in your head, there's, like, this ultimate fantasy of what would happen between you and this person. But as you look more and more deeply into this, you may recognize that you're actually projecting onto this situation. I know, like, nobody wants to hear that they're projecting onto a situation, but that actually may be the case. And this isn't something that you'd consciously be doing. Like, you wouldn't consciously be making the choice to project a fantasy onto a situation. However, with Neptune here, you may be realizing that there's certain concrete evidence that you may have been overlooking, which can happen with Neptune. With Neptune, what happens is that you end up looking at another person, thinking that you're seeing them when you're really seeing a mirrored reflection of what you want to be seeing. Again, this doesn't happen like willingly. This is a subconscious thing that happens. And it encourages us to overlook red flags. And I think the deeper lesson with Neptune is for us to be honest with ourselves and to not engage in self-deception. Because when we are so identified with our desires and our fantasies, we start overlooking the reality of a situation. That's the deal with Neptune, and everybody has Neptune in their chart. It like has you missing the fine details and just seeing this like grand vision of what you want to see. And sometimes that illusion is what keeps you in a situation that's actually not resonating with you, where you don't feel particularly fulfilled, but you're thinking that one day you might, when all of reality is telling you it's not going to happen, but you keep holding on to it because of that like hope or that faith within the situation, which may be actually unrealistic if you look back. Like if you take yourself out of it, if you zoom out and look as objectively as possible, you would be able to make a logical decision. But with Neptune there, it kind of keeps you in its grips. Sort of like the best way to describe the process of it. Which you may not be in the space to... I'm just seeing a lot that's being processed right now. A lot of heavy stuff, mentally, emotionally. Like, I'm seeing you be in a spot where you're kind of beside yourself, being like, I don't want to accept that I'm not going to find what I need within this situation because I want it to be. I want to be able to find what I need within this situation. This is like really feeling beside yourself about the acceptance of there being a lack of fulfillment within this situation. Because this can be, I want so much to be able to be satisfied by this situation and for it to turn into something that I want it to turn into, that I don't want to accept the fact that it's not. And this is exactly what's being shown with Neptune. Again, like Neptune has you so identified with what you want that you're not seeing what actually is. It's like being so attached to your expectations and your desires that there's a lack of acceptance of what's really going on. And that would be, I'm not satisfied here and I'm not going to be satisfied here. And the reality of this situation has told me that over and over and over again. Yet I still stay because I want to believe that with all of the potential here, it's going to turn into what I want it to turn into, which looks like a harmonious relationship where there's a mutual sense of commitment and showing up, which may not be the case. But you may still be in a space where that's like not something that you're ready to come to terms with yet, which is okay. This is just your process. There's like nothing to feel ashamed of or nothing to feel guilty about or anything like that. This is just you working through something. And it is what it is. It's just your process. There's no like need to be judging this. It's just where you are. There's like no value that needs to be assigned to it. So I'm seeing something that's been, it seems like a long time coming to fruition at this point. Now you may be faced with this option of, do I want to still stay here holding on to this? Or when I reflect, am I ready to let go of it? This can be refusing to see something from another perspective. Like, I don't want to. This is like that offer coming in of, let's look at this from another perspective. Let's reframe this. Let's zoom out. And this can be like, I don't want to do that. I'm not willing to. Because there's something here that I want that's not happening. And I'm in a spot where I'm like so freaked out to move on from this, or having such a hard time accepting that I'm not going to find the satisfaction I'm looking for within this, that I'm in a space where I'm just refusing to accept what is, which again is okay. It's just where one is in the process of all of this. It's just an aspect of the journey. Okay. Having the sun come out, this can be like a realization, an illumination, an understanding. Light is awareness and consciousness. At the end of the day, you're going to see what you need to see about this situation. I'm not seeing you far off from having like a clear perspective of what's going on. You're just working through that process to get to that point. But I'm seeing that whatever this is that you're meant to gain, understand, reach an understanding of, you're going to be accomplishing that. It's like finding yourself through this process. You may still be fighting some stuff off because it would be like maybe admitting something that feels hurtful at this point, or something where you're like, ugh, that doesn't feel good to recognize. But I'm seeing you at a point where there's this like desire to see things clearly and be honest with yourself, which ultimately is going to override whatever is like sort of foggy right now at this point. All right, so with that being said, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for connecting. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.